Hello students, today we are going to study a physics topic, that is force and laws of motion. About force you have studied in earlier classes that a pull and push on an object is called force. In this topic we will be studying more detail about force, effects of forces and Newton's laws of motion in detail. So let us see the slides now. So, force and Newton's laws of motion. First of all, I will be telling you what is force. So, force is an influence which tends to set a stationary body in motion or stop a moving body, or which tends to change the speed and direction of a moving body, or which tends to change the shape and size of a body. Now we will be studying about effects of forces. There are 5 effects of force. They are: first one, force can move a body at rest. In that case, you see a car is there in the state of rest. A man is applying a force on it. On applying a force, the car comes in motion. Second effect of force is that force can stop a moving body. In this case, a goalkeeper is trying to stop a moving ball. When he holds it, the ball comes in the state of rest. Third effect of force, force can change the speed of a moving body. You people have tendency to drive a bicycle. Sometimes we apply more force and sometimes we apply less force, and according to that the speed of the body goes on changing. Now the fourth type of force is that force can change the direction of a moving body. All of we are interested in observing cricket. So in that case what happens, when a bowler bowls a ball, a batsman hits it and the ball goes in the opposite direction. So in that case, by hitting a ball, the direction of that ball goes on changing. Fifth effect of force, force can change the shape and size of a body. For example, you take a sponge in your hand and just apply force on it. Just see what happens, the shape of the sponge goes on changing. Clear? Now again another example I will tell you. You take a spring and then try to stretch it. When you will stretch it, again the shape and size of the spring will go on changing. So these are the 5 effects of forces what we have studied now. Related to this, there are 2 types of forces, balanced force and unbalanced forces. First of all, we will be studying about balanced forces. So what is balanced force? If 2 forces act on a body in opposite direction, and if both the forces are equal, then the resultant force acting on the body is 0. Such forces are called balanced forces. Balanced force cannot change the state of rest or of motion of a body. Here see, for example, the students, they are playing a tug war in which both sides 3 students are there and equal amount of force is applied by them. Thus F1 equals to F2, means in that case the body will not at all move from one place to other. So such a force is known as balanced force. Second one, unbalanced force. If 2 forces act on a body in opposite direction and if one force is greater than the other, then the resultant force is not equal to 0. Such forces are called unbalanced force. Unbalanced forces can change the state of rest or the state of motion of a body. So again, for example, in this tug war example, one side 3 students are there, other side 4 students are there. In this case, the force applied by 4 students will be more than that of the 3 students. Thus here F1 is not equal to F2. Clear? Is it clear? For example, again you can take another example. Take a toy car and try to push it. What will happen? The toy car will move further. So in this case, the force of push is what? More as compared to frictional force. As a result, the toy car will move further. Then force of friction. Frictional force means what? It is that force which opposes the motion of a body. So in this case, the two bodies should be in contact with each other. For example, a ball rolling on the ground gradually slows down and comes to stop due to force of friction. If we stop pedaling a cycle, it gradually slows down and comes to a stop due to force of friction. In cricket also we have observed many a times, when a batsman hits a ball, the ball travels or covers a particular distance and then it stops due to frictional force. Though the fielder is not catching it, then also it stops. Follow this thing. This is about the frictional force, that is the force which opposes the motion of a body. Now we will be studying about Galileo's experiment of motion of an object on an inclined plane. So what he has done, he has taken two inclined planes and these inclined planes were at same angle. Then he rolled down a marble on an inclined plane, its velocity increases, and when it goes up on the second inclined plane, its velocity decreases. If the inclination of both the planes are equal, then what will happen? The marble will reach the same height which it rolled down. If the inclination of the second plane is decreased, it will travel more distance to cover the original height. And if the inclination of the second plane again it is made horizontal, the marble will travel more distance to reach the same height. An unbalanced force is required to change the motion of marble, but no force is needed to sustain it. Now we will be studying Newton's laws of motion. Sir Isaac Newton has given 3 laws of motion. So first of all, we will be studying about Newton's first law of motion. So Newton's first law of motion states that an object remains in the state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line unless and until it is compelled to change that state by an applied force. And this Newton's first law is known as law of inertia. So what is inertia? It is the natural tendency of the body to resist the change in the state of rest or to resist the change in the state of motion or to resist the change in the state of direction. This Newton's first law is also known as law of inertia. Clear? So there are 3 types of inertia, that is inertia of rest, inertia of motion and inertia of direction. So first of all, we will be studying about inertia of rest. So what is inertia of rest? It is the tendency of the body to remain in the state of rest. Clear? So for that I will tell you one activity. In that case, you take a glass tumbler, on that tumbler you place a card and on that card you place a coin. Here the card and the coin are both in the state of rest. Now flick the card with your finger. What will happen? The card will move forward and the coin will fall in that glass. Why this happens? This happens because initially the card and the coin are in the state of rest. When we apply a force by flicking the card moves forward and due to inertia of rest, the coin falls down in the tumbler. Is it clear? Simple activity it is. Now Newton's first law in our day-to-day life. So what happens? First example I will give you. Suppose we are sitting in a bus. Okay, and the bus starts. What will happen? The passenger will fall backward. Why the passenger will fall backward? Because initially the passenger and the bus are in the state of rest. When the bus starts, the part of the body, that is the foot of the passenger which is in contact with the floor of the bus, it will move along with the bus, but the upper part of the body remains in the state of rest. Due to inertia of rest, the passenger falls backward. See the picture, it is shown. Clear? Second example is that when a branch of a tree is shaken vigorously, the fruits or the leaves gets detached and falls down. So why it happens? It is because initially again here the branch and the fruits or the leaves are in the state of rest. When we shake the branch, it comes in motion, but the fruits remains in the state of rest. Due to inertia of rest, they get detached and falls down. So there are many more examples related to inertia of rest in our day-to-day life. You might have seen that, take a carpet, okay, and then you hit it, carpet, you hit it with a stick. We will observe that what will happen, the dust particle starts coming out. Here the carpet and the dust particles are in the state of rest. When we beat a carpet, the carpet comes in motion, but the dust particles remains in the state of rest. So due to inertia of rest, they comes out. Second, inertia of motion. So definition of inertia of motion is that it is the tendency of the body to resist the change in the state of motion. Clear? So again, in our daily life, whatever examples are there related to this, I will tell you. So what happens, we are traveling by a bus or by a train. So suppose we are traveling by a bus. So in that case, when we are traveling, we are sitting at a particular place and we are moving along with the bus. So initially the bus and the passengers are in the state of rest. When the brakes are applied suddenly, the passenger falls forward. This is because, why this happens? This is because initially the passenger and the bus are in the state of motion. But when the bus comes to rest, the part of the body which is in contact with the bus also comes to rest. But the upper part of the body continues to remain in the state of motion, and because of that the passenger falls down in the forward direction. Second example, you might have seen that as we are having the tendency, though when the train approaches the station, though it do not come to rest, then also you might have seen the passengers, they are getting down from a moving train. So in that case, what happens, when a passenger is coming down or jumping down from a moving train, he is moving along with the train. Why it is so? Because if he will come to rest, his legs will come to rest, but the upper part of the body will remain in the state of motion. So due to inertia of motion, there are chances of falling in the forward direction. See in picture, one girl, she is trying to get down and afterwards she falls down. Clear? Then third, inertia of direction. So inertia of motion, it is the tendency of the body to resist the change in the state of direction. So what happens here, when a bus suddenly takes a sharp turn, then the passengers sitting in a bus, they experiences a jerk in the opposite direction. This happens because the passengers are moving in a particular direction. When a bus takes a sharp turn, the part of the body, the foot of the body which is in contact with the floor of the bus, what happens, they also takes a sharp turn along with the bus, but the upper part of the body remains in the original direction, and thus it will fall in the opposite direction. Then mudguards are used over the wheels of a vehicle. This is because mud sticking in the grooves of the tire fly off tangentially when the wheel moves at a high speed. So to protect the rider from the mudguards are used. So today we will stop it over here, and then Newton's second and third law we will be studying in our next period. Thank you.